For the last 50 years, men have been defined by their relationship to women and their needs. On Facebook, on the radio, in person, in conversation we hear what the definitions of these terms are. They are always defined by a man's role or his relationship to a woman's needs. What a real man would do. What does a gentleman do? What does a good man do? You've heard the memes. A gentleman pays for dates. A gentleman opens a car door for a lady. A real man takes care of his woman. A good man takes care of his family. It's a real man that's not afraid of a strong woman. Just searching on the internet, I can't tell you how many slogans that I found that started with a real man. Here's just a small sampling of what I found in just 5 minutes. When in a relationship, a real man doesn't make his woman jealous of others. He makes others jealous of his woman. Real men never stop trying to show a girl how much she means to him, even after he's got her. If a girl ever steals your man, there's no better revenge than letting her keep him. Real men can't be stolen. A real man ends a relationship before he starts searching for another. As you can see, all these quotes are in a reference to what a woman wants or needs. In none of these quotes do you actually see anything in reference to what a man should be for his own self. So what was it like long ago when men were brothers? When there were male-only spaces? Where men were defined by men and not defined by women? To paraphrase a famous quote, the one that has the ability to define your reality is the one that actually has the real power. Men no longer define their own reality. Hell, we don't even define our own selves anymore. We have slowly given over the power of definition to women, to the point where the only way we can define ourselves is in service to women. Women define who we are, what we are, and what our role is. It's a funny thing. It happens so gradually that it has almost become second nature to us. It has almost become organic to the boys under us. They're not making men from little boys anymore. They are making little feminist male eunuchs in service to women. When did this happen? How far are we going to let this go? When are we going to start redefining ourselves? Words are powerful. When we give women the power to define us by words, we give them the power to shape and mold us to their liking. So to take our power back, we must take over our own narrative. We must define who we are and what it means to be a man. Not just some disposable utility to be discarded when it's no longer of any use. So let's start defining those terms that we see so often thrown about in social media. A good man, a gentleman, a real man. So what does it look like when men define themselves without the presence of women to define these terms? What is a good man? A good man has respect for himself and respect for others. A good man treats others as he wants to be treated. A good man takes care of himself and his responsibilities. A good man is an asset and a friend to those that are close to him and his community. A good man has a sense of fairness and honesty about him. What is a gentleman? A gentleman has a standard that he keeps. A gentleman has a code. He has a proper manner of speaking. He uses proper language. He doesn't lower himself to the normal depravity of society. For instance, he doesn't curse in front of women, not because he doesn't want to offend them. It's because it goes against his own moral code. The way he dresses and carries himself is a result of the standard and code that he has formed growing up. What is a real man? This question could be the hardest to define. The term real is such an elusive term. I think we should define the term real as authentic. So what is an authentic man? I think that an authentic man is one that goes by the code that is defined by men. What important qualities are important to men? Keeping your word. That is the number one thing amongst men that defines what an authentic man is. Honoring your commitments. Women mistake this for a man wanting to be in service to her instead of a man being in service to the commitment that he made to himself. For example, when men get married and stay married, for all the crap that they have to take, it's not so much the love of that woman that makes him hang in there. It's sticking to the commitment that he made. An authentic man is judged by his ability to overcome obstacles that life has thrown him. A man's determination to see things through and to get to the other side is how men rate other men. A man that has been through a war and a man who's picked himself up and gotten off the streets are viewed with equal admiration. That's why we love that story of that poor kid that came from nothing and became a success. An authentic man has an honor code that he keeps. While we like the guy that's the life of the party and sleeps with all the women, we admire the man that won't lower himself just to be popular or just to sleep with a woman. He won't marry a woman just to keep her, and he will lose her rather than lie to her. A good man, a gentleman, a real man.